Hey, what's up everybody? TooTallToby here, and in today's SolidWorks power move, we're going to talk a little bit about what SolidWorks does when you jump into a rotate command, and we're going to talk about what you can do if you accidentally kick the part completely off the screen when all you were trying to do was a simple rotate. So first of all, what does SolidWorks actually do when we jump into a rotate command? Well, it's a little bit subtle, but if you keep an eye on the screen when you jump into the rotate command, you will often see this kind of feedback. You can see here that this face has highlighted in magenta, and what SolidWorks does when you press down on the middle mouse button and go to rotate is it picks a face close to where your mouse is, and then it uses the center of that face to define the center of rotation when you are doing the middle mouse button and drag function. And as long as that face is relatively small, it's fine. It works fine, and it gives you exactly what you are hoping for. So for example, if it happened to pick that face, or if it happened to pick this face here, or if it happened to pick this face, it's fine. You know, that's fine for rotation. It is kind of good to know that that's what's happening, and that's what it means when you see that kind of magenta highlighting in your model. But again, most of the time you can almost ignore it because it just works the way you expected it to work. Where things get a little bit dicey is when you've got a face that has a very long aspect ratio, like the underside of the neck here, and that face happens to be primarily off screen. If you then go to rotate and SolidWorks happens to pick up on that face, you might not get the results that you were expecting, and you might even end up sending the part completely off the screen in a way that was not expected or that was not desired. And if that happens to occur, don't worry. You've got this button here that's been kind of hiding in the software for a long time, almost hiding in plain sight, previous view. And what this does is when you click on this button, you're able to return to your previous orientation. So let's say you're working along here and you go to do a rotate and it happens to get that kind of neck face, the center of that neck face, and you kick the part completely off screen. Well, you can just click on this button and then return to the previous view. Now this time I'm going to be a little bit more intentional when I go to rotate. I'm going to kind of put my mouse near one of the smaller parts that's in the middle of the screen, and there we go. Now I get a more intuitive rotation experience because it's rotating about the center of that face. So that's kind of the mystery behind the rotation command, and a really good tool that you can use. Let me know down below in the comments if you knew about this tool before the previous view tool. It's definitely a good one to be on the lookout for. There are some other kind of nuances that you can use when you're rotating, like if you put your mouse over a vertex and you single middle mouse button and then middle mouse button again, that vertex will try to remain stationary and then you'll rotate about that vertex. You can also do the same thing with a planar face or a linear edge. So here on a planar face, I can single middle mouse button and then middle mouse button and drag. And now you see that planar face is kind of maintaining its angular orientation. Or if I was to go to a linear edge, like this edge here, single middle mouse button and then middle mouse button and drag. Now it's almost like I'm maintaining that axial orientation of that linear edge, and I'm just rotating about that axial orientation. These are subtle. They don't really come up too much. Probably the one that I would use the most would be the rotate about a vertex. So put your mouse over a vertex and then single middle mouse button and then single middle mouse button again. And that will a lot of times give me the results I'm hoping for if I'm not quite getting the results I'm hoping for from a standard rotation. But aside from that, I don't really use those too much. I think the biggest thing is just kind of learning about how SolidWorks is automatically picking a face close to where your middle mouse button is when you begin that middle mouse button and drag, and realizing that it's using the center of that face. So sometimes if you get a very large aspect face, that can be problematic. And then the other good one to know about is if you do ever kick the model off screen, you can use this button here to return to your previous orientation without having to kind of start all over again. So let me know down below in the comments if you learned anything cool from this video. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, and if you like my style of teaching, be sure to visit us at TooTallToby.com/training. We've got a lot of great training courses for you to help you go from zero to hero, maybe even get your SolidWorks certification, and I think you're really going to enjoy that content as well. And I will look forward to seeing all of you in the next TooTallToby Power Moves.